What up, guys? Top 5 Ronaldinho, one of the greatest players to play the game. This guy was crazy.
Everything Ronaldinho does on the field is insanely creative. Grocery shopping would be no different. If you want to learn from a guy like Ronaldinho, you need to change the way you think about the game. Not all the fancy moves are for fun. What he's showing us are the defender's vulnerabilities, ones that we might not even be aware of, and that is worth gold. So let's go. Kicking it off with a move that can be used anywhere, in the middle of the field or in front of goal. Ronnie pulled this move off in the last few seconds of a Champions League game against AC Milan and then smashed it into the goal. The key to this move here is timing and that snapping action that's going to start your acceleration away from the defender. It can be done from a standing position, but as you test it out, it's best to get it going while on the run. So with the ball moving out at an angle from you, you've got to slow your steps down and snap the ball away from the defender just as you feel him come into pressure. Your snap has to be a big one or the defender's going to recover. And don't just use your foot, throw your whole body into the motion. You're slightly telegraphing the move, but if you snap hard, it will give you just enough time and space to smack it into the goal. This is a bomb move simply because it's very unexpected, and sometimes the only way out of a situation is to send the ball one way while you run the other. In principle, many of you know the move, but if we break down Ronaldinho's style a bit more, we see that he does a few things really well that allow him to pull this off. First, when flicking the ball, we flick it using the top part of the foot, nearly the toe. But that comes second to this point here, which is to catch the ball right as it's coming up off the ground. That's going to give you a nice bit of momentum. Obviously, don't try to flick the ball too high, but if the ball's on a slight bounce, you got to know that you can get to it with the defender coming behind you, flick it up, turn, and finish. It's got to be fluid, it's got to be quick, but if you know the pressure's coming, then you got to know that you can pull this off. Homeboy had a million types of step overs, but one of them was a constant, especially when stuck on the sideline. This move works in 3 parts. A tap inside sets the move up, and that's followed by a quick step over back to the outside, and from there, it's an immediate explosion out. This is by far one of my favorite step over combos. Very rarely will you not find some more space, and most of the time, you can get away completely. As you settle the ball, notice that you can get the step over to happen in one motion. At times, the first touch inside is almost not noticeable. It can be done many different ways, and you can of course put variations on it, whether that means cutting, stopping, and taking the step over back the other way, or throwing in a couple more taps before you break away to put the ball in the back of the net. We can make an entire video about this point right here, but for right now, we're going to talk about the insanely incredible ways Ronaldinho would receive or make passes. It seems crazy to think using your back to make a pass might be beneficial, but you've got to get into Ronaldinho's state of mind. He was ready to use his back, his shoulder, chest, whatever. And most of the time, the play didn't end there. He'd use his back to play the ball, and then he'd be off again to receive the 1-2. Don't be shy when you play. Don't be afraid to do what's different. Letting your brain think like this will open up your game to new levels and expand the way you see the game. And that is what you want. More freedom and expression. Before we talk about where on the field a crazy move like this would even be possible, we got to understand how it's done. It's definitely not the easiest move on the list, but we promise that if you understand a few points, then you'll completely know how to use it. But that's just step 1, because being able to do it under pressure is the goal, and that requires a whole lot more work. So to start off, notice the position of the ball on my chest. We look to trap the ball there, not in the middle and not right underneath the chin. I'm right-handed, so it feels more comfortable on the right side of my chest. Notice that in order for us to trap the ball and get it to stay, not only do we have to lean back just a bit, but we also have to match the speed of the ball as it drops. That's the key. Exactly like receiving a pass on the ground, you cushion the ball to get it to drop where you want it to. The same goes for the chest stall. Lean back as soon as you feel the ball coming down and then stay there for just enough to know that you have control of the ball. In the game, a defender will no doubt come to shove you, so expect that and prepare to flip the ball off and turn or even pop it up and over if you can. No matter what, don't expect to have all day. In a high-level game, you've got probably 2-3 seconds before pressure is coming. The time to try this is when you've got a low bouncing ball. Trying to do a chest stall off a goal kick would be dope, but a little unpractical. So pop the ball up a bunch of times to practice on your own. If you really want to understand this, remember that better control of the ball means more confidence, and that'll let you enjoy the game even more.
That was the top 5 Ronaldinho moves, which of course we could make a million of these and never get to the end of all of his
insane moves. So make sure to push yourself to become more creative, become a better player, because that's what it's going to take if you want to change your game.
What's up?
Alright guys, Ronaldinho is one of my favorite players of all time. He's somebody who can bring passion, flair, and energy to the game. He expressed himself so well on the field, and that's what we want you guys to be doing on the field also.